Hello my beautiful people, welcome to Altcoin Daily with Bitcoin Gorilla. I am back to talk to you about Sun. Now if you don't know, I am heavily backed on Sun. If you've been following my videos, you know I have been buying Sun since the redenomination of Sun. Now this is not the first time Sun is dumping badly, and this time around it has broken every necessary support. Now I don't blame Sun because it's not the only coin that seems to have dumped. Every altcoin in the crypto community seems to have gone down, including Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, they say, is king, but Bitcoin did not survive the 30k support as Bitcoin keep heading down. Now the problem is, if Bitcoin keep heading down, this altcoin don't seem to have respect for support as they obey their master in crashing deep down. So Sun hit and broke the support we have been respecting, so I am back to update you what next after Sun broke 0.01. So let's head straight and see what is happening on Sun as Sun continues to trade around the range of 0.0088 range. I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. I'll be back as we update this video.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left.
Hello, welcome back. So this is going to be a quick update on Sun. So the chart you're seeing right here is the daily chart using the Bitcoin Gorilla box strategy. Now if you look closely, you see that Sun has broken a very important support range which it has been respecting since the dump and since around the range of January. Let's just say the entire of 2022, Sun seems to be in the same position as it goes back and forth within the same range. Now respecting the support of 0.1, like I said earlier, 0.11 range, but today it's not the same story as a couple of days ago. Sun broke down that support, and as I'm talking to you, Bitcoin heading to 26k range, Sun also dropped down to 0.0078 range. Now the question is, can we recover above to the support? Because for us to recover, we need to find a way to recover above 0.1. If Sun goes to 0.1 without going above it, it's going to be a problem as the dump is likely going to continue. Now one thing I have learned in this whole crypto thing is that as long as there is no new all-time high, when price breaks an all-time high, chances are it can keep running because no previous resistance for people to actually hope for price to stop. Right now it's the same thing as when we break support, all-time low, all-time support. When we break all-time support, the fear comes in because people don't know where is the next support, where can we get a bounce. In the issue of Sun have cleared every previous support. So now I personally can even tell you this is the exact support that Sun is going to turn back from. The only thing we can hope now, because it's not just Sun, most altcoins, mostly new altcoins have broken their support. Now when there is no previous support, it's going to be like a free fall until that huge capital jumps into the market and brings it back and form a new support. So where we are now is the land of no man, a point where there is no previous data. So I cannot, and I'm sure nobody can tell you where we can stop. There's no need of calling a bottom that you don't know, that does not even exist. So calling a bottom right now is going to be not a good idea, right? One thing I've also learned is never call a bottom. It's just never a bottom. The only way to call a bottom is if the bulls finally show you a proof that they are there. And of course Sun refused to show us a proof. I remember in my last analysis I said Sun has to hold above 1.1 or at least $1 for us to know that the upward move is likely going to continue, but that did not happen as Sun broke that support. Now the thing about breaking the support, for me, I have staked my Sun, I have staked my crypto. I know one thing is that if the effect I see taking place on Bitcoin, when I call Bitcoin 20k coming, I know that altcoins are going to go down with it, but I didn't see it happening so fast, right? I made this prediction in November. If you watch, I have the video on this channel, you can go and watch it. I made that prediction that altcoins are going to crash. Ethereum is going to go to 1,600, Bitcoin is going to go to 20k range. But the problem is I didn't see it happening so quick, but it's playing out, because if I've seen it happening so quick, obviously I would have reduced my buying on Sun. But that's not a problem. I'm not freezing, because I know one thing about that dump that I called. I said that before 2025, pump will start again. So this is why I have been buying Sun. Let me just be honest. I keep buying with the down move, right? With every little chance I have staked my coin. So I am holding Sun from now to 2025, 2026. Majority, I will tell you, advise you. Well, this is no financial advice. This is just for entertainment purpose. Just know that most of this altcoin, even if they recover, we're not going to see a new all-time high, probably until Bitcoin undergoes another halving, right? When Bitcoin undergoes halving, it gives this opportunity for a pump to come. Go and check the history of Bitcoin. Anytime Bitcoin goes through halving, 1 year later there's a pump, 1 year later there's a dump. It happened in 2013, it happened in 2017, it happened in 2013, and it happened in 2017, and it's happening in 2021. So we see that there was a correlation. And the thing is, when Bitcoin moves, it drags the altcoin. It's like magic, but it drags the altcoin. So what we are expecting is Bitcoin itself is within a very strong, important support range, which is around the point where it bounced from, the 26k support. But I do see Bitcoin, if worst case scenario we hit down to 20k, well, it's no longer far, right? It's just 5k difference or 6k difference. Now it's not far. We could hit that 20k support, but Bitcoin have actually retracted and tried to retest the 30k resistance. Now this analysis, I like one thing I've learned in my view of the current recent dump is to always contrast what Bitcoin is doing to any coin I'm trying to predict, because I know that even if the coin is pumping, when Bitcoin start dumping, it completely changed the life of that coin, right? So it's just like you can see that Sun was pumping, got to 0.02, Bitcoin started dumping from 40k, and everything's also changed for Sun, right? So you see Bitcoin started dumping obviously April, May or so. But the thing is this, Sun can still recover. Yes, but it's just going to take time. Like I always say, patience is a virtue in crypto. And the one thing that, Sun doesn't trade in futures, so Sun is more like an investing token, like a spot token. So this is why I invested heavily on Sun. So what I do is, as it pulls back, I add to my position. I have already staked my Sun. My target is 2025, 2026. That's when I intend to pull out my Sun, right? Because that's when I see good profit coming into Sun. I always say Sun is not a project to go in for months and pull out. You're going to likely end up in loss. It's not a short period type of investing token. So yes, Sun is going to recover, but here's the thing, it's not just Sun. See here, let me show you what I'm saying. If Sun manages to recover and go to 0.1, it's going to be a challenge now. Why? Is a broken support instantly turns to a resistance. That point that was holding it from falling in the past is going to stop it from going back up. That's the problem. That's why we keep breaking every support. The reason why Bitcoin keeps falling is supports are becoming resistance and making it very difficult for buyers to get above it, right? Now one thing about crypto is the fact that crypto is still new and people are still adapting to it. So this dump has caused so much fear in people putting money back into this market, right? So crypto is going to need time, because trust is lost. Time is going to be required to gain back the trust. So this time required to gain back the trust, that when Sun stop selling off, or when Bitcoin stops selling off, we are going to get a strong sideways market. So if Sun is to continue the move, let me just predict and say, okay, let's say this was a spring. Now what is a spring? A spring is a situation whereby price breaks support and pulls back above it and start changing direction to move the other point, right? So now we broke this support of 0.1, yeah, but if we come above it, if we come above the 0.1, what are the chances that we're going to continue the move to the upside? Because of course, like I said, the 0.1 is sorry, did I say 0.1? 0.01, pardon me, 0.01. That 0.01 range is going to be a tough one now, because we're going to go back and forth. So we're going to see a sideways market. Now it is this sideways market that would determine determine towards something like this. You see this happening, you see this happening. So we're going to experience something like this around here. It's going to determine if we're going to move up or we're going to move down. Now, the chance of the two ways, I'll be very honest, is high right now. And if we go down, I cannot tell you this is the particular price that some we get to and stop. Is it 0.006? Is it 0.004? I do not know. And I don't have no guarantees because there's no previous support for me to work with. I am a technical analyst that works with previous data. I'm a pure price action. I don't do indicators, so I can't say I'm using MACD, I'm using RSI or all of that to tell you. No, I like being very honest. And right now, Sun is in a free fall zone. But of course, I don't expect it to go to zero. Of course, no, it's not going to go to zero. The Sun is a great project. It just needs time. In fact, crypto itself is a great project. But whatever we're seeing is normal in every market. Stock market crash, forex market crash. No market that doesn't crash. Everything that goes up at some certain time will go down, right? It's the reason why if it keeps going up, it will be too expensive for new investors to come in. So at some point, those who invested early will take their profit so that new members will come. But in the case of Sun, is a whole different ball game than every other crypto. Why? I will tell you why. Now, last year, Sun went through something called redenomination, and this redenomination actually had an effect on Sun, as Sun lost a lot of money, a lot of capital left Sun. A lot of people don't know what will happen after the redenomination, so they pulled out of Sun. And of course, though money were pulled out of Sun was relisted. In fact, Sun was actually delisted in most exchanges but relisted back. So relisting of Sun pushed Sun price down to 0 point range, to cent range. And of course, if Sun was trading above $54 before the redenomination, so that redenomination was the first effect on Sun, killing the trust in so many people have, because they now don't understand. So many people still don't understand what was that redenomination and why do I have to get one Sun equals to 1,000, one old Sun equals to 1,000 new Sun? Why do I have to go through all of this? Well, what you do not know is that has forced a lot of investors who don't have knowledge about redenomination and what the new services does to pull out of Sun, making it difficult for Sun to pull up, right? Because Sun needs capital to move up. It is capital that moves the price up, right? But because people lost interest during the redenomination, Sun is still struggling. Though new investors who feel that Sun is cheaper now than it was in the old Sun are easily investing into it. But of course, like I said, the sideways market on Sun proves a lot of things, right? Now, this is the second time Sun is dumping. This second time is a general thing. It's not just Sun, it's the entire crypto community. So lost again this time is not in Sun. Loss of trust is in the entire crypto market, even Bitcoin. Some people have lost hope in Bitcoin and some people have pulled out of Bitcoin. Now some people don't want to come back to crypto after losing so much money. So all these effects put together, you find that crypto is going to need patience to pull back up, and I see this patience going to be like 2 years. It's going to take 2 years for us to get a real recovery. I know this is not what you want to see or what you want to hear, but I am a very blunt analyst and I will tell you as it is for me, how I see it. What you do with it is up to you, right? What you do with it is up to you. But don't forget to leave your comment about your feelings and how you see Sun or what you're saying about Sun. I'm very open-minded. I want to hear it, and trust me, I will reply. Now, a lot of people talked about going all in on Sun. If you are all in on Sun, please zero your mind that you're not exiting Sun until 3 years or 2 years from now, minimum of 2 years, 2025 to 2026. This is how you're going to take. So if you're all in on Sun, please, Sun, don't put the capital you want to use right now expecting a quick get rich quick. It's not going to work on Sun. Get rich quick? No, this is an investment token. This is a token to be patient with. This is a token to put there and forget it. It's like buying a house and you don't want to sell the house instantly. If you are an investor who is into real estate, you don't just buy a house and you want to sell the house instantly, unless you've done extra touches or extra things that will increase the value of the house. But trust me, if you were to leave that house for the next few years, or let's say land, if you're let's Let's use a land. If you bought a land and you want to sell it immediately, it's obvious you will not possibly reap your result, your profit. In fact, you will end up in loss, because why? It might depreciate in value because it's going from hand to hand in a very short period of time. But what happens if that land is left for another 10 years? It increases in value. Now, one thing I have understand is those people who do such investment, they don't put the money they need right now into it, because they know they have to forget that money for some time. So the money you put into sun, what I say is that it's going to need a lot of patience from you. It's going to need you. For me, I believe the pullback is still an opportunity, because when I bought sun, I bought it around 0.1. Now it's trading at 0.808. Good, more opportunities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be patient, because I don't know if where it is currently is the last bus stop of the dump. Though I see BTC trying to pull up, and Sun is likely going to pull up with it, but I do not want to be 100% sure of that. Now, I don't want to. One thing, you can't 100% trust that this is a time to start buying. So we're going to need a little patience for price to prove to us that it is time to start buying. What do I need back that? I see a sideways. Currently playing out, and that sideways will look something like this, right? It's going to look something like this, right? And I need to see that sideways. Now that sideways shows me a sign of equilibrium. It shows me that the sell-off has paused. Without a sideways, there's no proof the sell-off has stopped, right? You can see here it had to be a sideways before the move up. So the sideways is more like a proof that the sell-off has reduced, because more buyers are beginning to come in to take the seller's order, reducing the rate at which price is falling. So if that sign, which is a sideways, occur and pull back up and give me a higher low is, you can see the if I look at this chart, let me tell you what a higher low is. Is the point, it is the fact that when it falls, when price falls again after moving a little up, it doesn't fall below the price it went the last time. A good example is right here. So we see that price here stops here, right? We see price stopping here, but when price pull back, it never got to that point again. It stopped here, and you can see that led to the beginning of the move. So that's what I'm expecting on Sun. I'm expecting that even if Sun goes sideways, it will pull up a little, just like this pulled up a little and return. So when it pull up a little and then return, it should make a higher low. It should never go below this low. Now that higher low will give me, hey, I think you should add more to Sun. Like you can see that since they started dumping, they've not made that higher low. So I need them to make that higher low where they don't go below. Like when they pull, like let me give you an example. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. If you don't know what higher low is, if you're not used to price action, when they pull back, you see them going back up. But when they return, they went below the last low. That's a bearish sign. That's a sign for more sell-off. They pull back up, they went below again, below the last low. That's a sign of more sell-off. They pull back up, they went below again. That's a sign that more sell-off is coming. You can see they have to keep going. But if you look at this situation, it's not the same, right? You can see here, when they pull, they never went down and they move up. So when they pull back here, they never went down and they stopped here and they move up. So I need that kind of sign. It's called market structure. I need the market structure to start printing a bullish market structure, because as I'm talking to you, the only thing I see on this daily chart is nothing but bearish market structure. And like I said, the price is in a very range of, it's more like a no man land, a land where it can keep falling, a free fall. And of course, these two candles are not good news. These two candles are bearish, and they're still, I don't know what this candle will close like until the end of the day today before we say this is what is going to close like. But believe in me, I want to tell you this: if you are holding Sun, I want to use a minute to talk to you if you are holding Sun, because I know right now anxiety is running so deep. So I'm going to round this by talking to you about Sun. If you are holding Sun, and or any crypto for that matter, you must understand that especially if you are all in, or you've been buying and the dump is going on, I do believe crypto is going to get a recovery. But I will tell you what I see. I don't see the recovery happening as fast as so many people are preaching it. No, it's not going to happen that way. But if you are patient, it's going to recover. I see 2 years from now. In fact, I see 3 years from now. I see 2025 going to be the year that upward move is likely going to start spiraling up. 2023, 2024, 2023, 2022, the rest of 2022 and 2023 is going to be likely a sideways market. Even if we go up, we're going to return down. Even if we go up, we're going to return down. So it's going to be a more like anxiety building, right? So 2025, the halving is going to happen in 2024. In 2024, Bitcoin is going to go through yet another halving. 2025 on the dot, that year is going to be a pump year, and that is the year that sun will shine. This is what I'm saying. Patience is needed, and give yourself some rest of mind. Take your eyes off your portfolio if you're already all in, unless you want to take the loss. Remember, this is no financial advice. If you can't afford the patience, then you know what to do. But I know one thing: crypto is not where you put the money you want to use right now. It's a place to invest in. Be an investor if you are an investor. If you are a trader, focus on futures, right? Or if you're on spot, know how to use stop loss so that you exit instantly, right? You understand what I'm saying? You exit early. The good thing about crypto is timing. But if you've been following my analysis, some I've always say it's for long-term investment, especially after the redenomination. A lot of trust were lost during the redenomination. This dump, a lot of loss and trust has been lost again, but it's going to come back. Stick as I return, and I will update you soon on what is happening based on the result that I see if we get a higher low. But for now, I'm open-minded. Let it fall as strong as it's going to go, because I know it's going to come back up. I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. Don't let this dump affect you if you are in some for a long time. Look to the future, because the future for 2025 is very bright. Thank you for watching.